So far, we've written an application that converts a number from one number system to another, such as decimal to hexadecimal and so on. We've also written an application that converts a series of characters to its ASCII code equivalent. One of the interesting applications of the hexadecimal number system is how they're used for color in HTML and JavaScript. So that brings us to example number 3 down here, which is an application called RGB colors. This is really going to be an easy one because all the code is really written for you. It's just a matter of plugging it in, testing it, making sure it works. So let's create a new application over here in our mobile web app developer and call it RGB colors. We can go over here and edit it, and we got a blank canvas pretty much here. But look at this, we already have all the code written. It's just a matter of plugging it in, taking a look at it, try to understand a little bit about it, and seeing how this code can be used to paint the screen different colors. So I pasted it in, and I'm going to click Save now. So it's got a lot of elements here. It's got, well, it's got the HTML open and close. It's got head right here. And remember, inside the head, you got the title right there. Title in this area right there. You got the script right here, which is doing all the crunching, the number conversions and so forth. And down here we got the body tags that contain all of the content. In this case, it holds a form, and the form has controls in it like buttons and text areas and text boxes. All right, so we see the table there that has the title of RGB colors right there, and it has a black background like this right here. So that's really a color. We could type in red. I'm just going to do that just to show you what that would be. Background color equals red. You hit save, and it changes that to red. So I'm going to hit Control Z and bounce out of that. So this somehow must be black, because when I do that, it changes it to black. When I hit the convert button, you'll notice it paints the background purple. The reason I did that is because I happen to know that, well, you know, in HTML, let me go back a little bit here. The red has a value between 0 and 255. The green can have a value between 0 and 255, and so can blue. So if we put 0, 0, and 0 in there and hit convert, that's black. If I hit 255 on all of those, that's white. If I just put in red, then it's going to have a red background. But if I put red and green together, color addition, gives me a yellow background. So I can kind of play around with the different combinations of this and get pretty much every color you'd want. So this is how you paint, you know, text and background colors on web pages with JavaScript, and also it's pretty much how the painting on images go as well, even beyond HTML and JavaScript. You can see that this hexadecimal number that it's generating is really these two right here being the hexadecimal number equivalent of this. These two is a hexadecimal number equivalent of that, and that's the last two. So it's RGB, red, green, blue. So each of the pairs of those digits, those hexadecimal digits, can translate to a color. So the pound sign says it's hexadecimal, and so that's what I have, you know, right here as an example. But the code is really taking each of these numbers from there, there, and there, converting them over to hexadecimal like we did in the first project, and then making sure that they have the proper formatting, and then it puts it in the text box right here, but then changes the body background color to the color that it computes. You know, I wonder if I can get gray. I guess if I did 128 or, I don't know, 125 like that, like this, and get a gray background. So you can pretty much get any color. So see if you can come up with some other colors by typing those in. I'm going to hit save again because the default values that I've picked here, 51, 0, and 102, happens to be the SFA colors. This is by definition SFA purple. All right, so make sure you call this application RGB colors. You don't really have to make any modifications to the code, but you can if you want to. Make sure you hit save, and you've pretty much finished this very simple part of developing mobile web applications.